Welcome to Chesneys, world of marble and stone chimney pieces. I'm joined today by Nicholas Chesney, second generation, and he's going to tell us a little more about the brand and the history and where it came from. Nicholas.
So Chesneys has been around for over 30 years now, set up by my dad, and as we said a moment ago, I'm second generation here. Initially, we were mainly a fireplace brand, focusing on antique fireplaces. Over the years, the company's developed and we've moved into lots of other areas, outdoor heating, outdoor living, still fireplaces, and also focusing more on where the fireplaces of the future are going, looking more at how we can make them more environmentally friendly, more sustainable, and sort of keeping the appeal of them relevant to today.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've specified quite a lot of your products in our various residential homes for clients here in the UK. What advice would you give designers, architects, even end users wanting to change or install a fireplace in their house?
I'd say, plenty of big and small things you can do, but I'd say always come and visit the shop, any of our 3 showrooms, because you really need to get a feel of proportions, texture, different materials of fireplaces, and I think it's really important to come in and have a look before you make any decisions. Also, while you're here, we can give you a bit of advice on, style and whether we think it's right for your, the look for the room you're doing, and also, the period of the property, so on and so forth. So I'd say definitely take the time to come and visit us.
And what kind of resources should they bring to that initial meeting? Do you want them to bring plans, photography of the space and the furniture?
Plans are useful. Photography, it's very useful to see the area that the fireplace is going into. And definitely dimensions are key.
And are you a turnkey service? So is it everything from survey and advice on the design straight through to fit and service?
We do the whole thing from the beginning to the end. So we manufacture ourselves, we install ourselves, we design the fireplaces ourselves. So basically, top to bottom, we do the whole thing.
Yeah. And what makes Chesneys different to the other brands out there at the moment?
I think we're working a lot on developing the concept of fireplaces, so sort of new designs, new styles. So this is a perfect example here. So we're looking at
this is one of your new collections.
It's one of our new collection, and we're looking to promote the use of British marbles and materials in fireplace design, especially taking these more sort of simple contemporary designs.
So where's this one from? What is it?
So this is a British material. It's actually from Britannicus, and it's based on it's not dissimilar to a design we brought out a few years ago called the Manhattan, but we've adapted it a little bit, and we've got these are just 2 different types of marble you can choose for the inlays. 2 of a number, and
are you able to scale the fireplace?
We are,
based on the dimensions. Okay. And in terms of practicality, staining is something that clients are concerned about, especially for mantelpieces where they're worried about people at a drinks party putting the red wine on top of it. I'm guilty of it myself, leaving it there and you've got the drips of the red wine hanging down or dripping down and leaving ring marks, or the citrus from your gin and tonics.
That is always a risk because certain stones are more porous than others. You can obviously seal limestone or marble, which it doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but it means that if someone does it, you've got a bit of time to clean it up before too much damage.
And how often do you recommend they seal something or have it cleaned and stripped back?
You don't really need to do it once. The only thing to be careful about is when you're sealing limestone fireplaces like these, they can ever so slightly darken the appearance of the limestone as it draws the sealant into it. And
we've done it with clients, so I guess it's important to know that you can do samples of that to show the client the colour difference.
Well, certainly in all these natural materials, you're always going to get variations in, how many fossils you get, slight differences in the marble, and it's sort of just part of the character of working with a real natural stone rather than a reconstituted material.
And on bigger projects where you're using something with a lot of pattern and texture and colour, do you mark up stone slabs to identify the cuts? Is that something that can be done if it's very important to the project?
You can mark up, most of the fireplaces we made are made from block material. So you can pick a specific block, but as you cut into the block,
it'll change.
So
get darker or lighter, the pattern will change.
So even if you select something from a surface of a block, that doesn't necessarily mean that's what the fireplace is going to look like.
Well, I love the collection. We've actually used the Manhattan in previous projects, so it's nice to see something new and something that's British made.
Yep.
Yeah, let's have a look at some of the other products that you have. So, Nicholas, we're looking now at part of your collection. Can you tell me a bit about the product and why it's popular?
So it's become more popular over the past 2 or 3 years. Collections, is historically a traditional style, sort of 18th century. Sort of 3 or 4 years ago, you didn't see many of these being fitted, but in recent times, with people sort of moving to more contemporary minimalist sort of houses, you see a lot of these being fitted now. And the appeal of them is that because they're not too big or too imposing in the room, you can fit a relatively simple fireplace, but make it stand out through the choice of the marble that you use, rather than the actual style of the fireplace. So we're seeing a lot of these being made now in various different, wonderful, amazing marbles with different coloured veining and backgrounds.
So you can essentially make it in any marble.
Any marble, and we do a lot
and to any
of them.
Scale and size that the client needs.
Yep, any scale, any size, and any material. And also any profile. This is just one example of a collection. We have a lot of different ones. We can also make to a profile supplied to us by a client as well. It doesn't have to be one. So
if they're matching some of the architectural details on the paneling or in the walls or in the furniture, you can mirror that and complement it in the scheme. Have you produced any in a particular marble that you were really proud of or was one of your favourites?
So we've done a few of them in Calacatta Vagli. That's this material here. They came out very nicely. It's kind of got a dark, goldy, sort of greeny veining to it. I think they also look very good in a material called Pelle Tigra, which is similar to this. It's a white marble, but the veins are quite uniform in the pattern that they go in.
I guess it's important to note that while a client will see the slab that it's being produced from, what they end up with can and will be varied and different.
It is, because it's a natural material, and because these are made out of solid block, you can't necessarily guarantee that what you see on the surface is, fossilization of the vein is going to follow the same profile all the way through. So, with any of these materials, it's always very, we always make all our clients really aware of the fact that you can't pick and choose where the veining is, how much or how little of it you're going to get. And
long-term maintenance and repair of fireplaces like this, I mean, it's an investment to make into having a piece carved and hand-finished from a piece of stone for your home. If people bang furniture off of the edges of the profile and they chip marble places, are they easy to repair them on site?
I mean, they're not easy to do, but we can do them. We do have very highly skilled stonemasons, and if someone did do some sort of damage to their fireplace, it's not inconceivable that we could repair it on site. And also, it's not unheard of. Fireplaces can be removed, restored off site, and refitted. Tend not to do that if it can be done on site.
You actually successfully repaired one of yours on site for us, where furniture or a piece of table that was made out of metal. The removal men chipped the side of the limestone fireplace, but you guys actually came out and managed to fix it on site.
It's amazing
and
what some of the stonemasons can do.
Yeah, no, it was wonderful. Great. Well, thank you for sharing this piece with us.
No problem.
Thank you. So, Nicholas, before we talk about the fireplace that's almost as big as I am, surely you've had some funny incidences with fireplace or chimney piece specification and installs in the past.
We've had, we had a few. We've had instances when, where we haven't been involved so much in the initial specification. We had a job where we did a supply-only job. Someone had us order a bespoke fireplace, bespoke sizes, bespoke materials. Delivered it to their property, only to find that their builders told them they didn't actually have a chimney in their property, so they couldn't use the fireplace.
That's helpful.
They didn't realise they needed a chimney to have a working fireplace. That didn't go down particularly well.
No, I can imagine.
No.
And it was a custom piece.
It was completely custom, so there wasn't, there's no way we could have taken it back.
No. And how did you work around that? What solutions were you able to offer them?
Fortunately, they were having a fireplace with a fire basket in it, and the key thing they wanted was a real flame. Obviously, they couldn't have that. The only way,
the romance of the naked flame.
The only way around that was to supply them with a bioethanol fire. They didn't even know bioethanol existed or what it was. We had them come in the shop, look at a few of our live displays, and fitted them with a bioethanol fire. In the end, they got what they wanted.
And what are the options when talking about baskets? What are the options for fireplaces? What do you typically end up specifying?
So with baskets, I mean, you've got either a freestanding fire basket, which is much like this one here. You can have either a gas fire or a bioethanol fire in that, and we also do baskets with fire dogs, which are, you have ornamental pieces to either side of them, not really serving any functional purpose, but they add to the overall look of it. And I guess contemporary and traditional. So this is more of a traditional basket and a traditional fireplace. The modern ones tend to be much simpler. None of this ornate fretwork or the finials on top of the pillars there.
And clients that are concerned about specifying a bioethanol basket for the fire, how have they come along? How have they developed over the last few years?
So bioethanol has certainly been developing a lot over the past few years, and we're definitely seeing a trend moving away from gas more to bioethanol, primarily because of the environmental credentials. Also, you don't need to have a chimney, so it saves space in the property all the way up the building, which people like.
And they still get that sort of romantic setting on a winter's evening in the UK where it's grey, and they want something to create a sort of a cosy environment in their home.
You've still got a live flame, you've still got heat.
Is the heat comparable to gas, or?
It is comparable. The fires themselves don't make quite as much heat as a gas fire do. However, unlike gas fires, they're not losing 70 or 80% of their heat up the chimney. So
you're not heating your water tank, but you can certainly have the effect of a fire glowing in the room. Okay. And this is an unusual fireplace. This is Georgian, I guess.
Yeah, it's 18th century Georgian. So whilst we do have a lot of contemporary designs at the moment, there's still a focus on the older sort of Regency Georgian pieces. We still do those. This is an example of a fireplace in statuary marble called the Mansfield. It's a great example to show the quality of the craftsmanship of the carving. And this is also the type of fireplace you can make in a very bespoke base. You can change things like the center tablets. You can change the mouldings. There's a lot of different
to complement
options.
The architectural details that you find in the interiors.
Exactly.
Well, wonderful. Well, thank you for your time today. It was nice taking the opportunity to introduce some of your collections to our followers. And I look forward to specifying you again in the near future.
Lovely to have you in.
Thank you.
Thank you.